Since NBA fans don't like teams reaching 200 points and having their intelligence insulted for over an hour and a half, I'll simply make it impossible for them to reach 200 points by giving them less basketball to play.
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a good day. So, I guess it's time to talk about the All-Star game. I talked about the dunk contest and all that jive. So now it's about the All-Star game, and I figure I normally see eye to eye on a lot of stuff with Dynamo. So I chose a Commissioner Dynamo video for this. It's titled "The NBA All-Star is still." Or the NBA All-Star game is still a bad joke. I tend to agree. However, I think, the first round was actually decent because players were kind of forced to play because of their pride was on the line, and having the young guys out there challenging the old guys, that actually caused a pretty good game. And also, on the other end, the first game with the Global Stars was pretty cool. Wemby went out there and he came off the bench. He really hooped hard, and he kind of set the tone for everyone to go like, oh crap, if we don't actually play some defense, he's just going to dunk on everyone. And that was cool. But then we got to the championship game, and it looked exactly like a three-point, or just your typical All-Star game nowadays. Three-point contest, no defense. It was a blowout. It was really, really disappointing after all that build-up. And then there's a bunch of other crap that went down with Kevin Hart. He drove me nuts. I could agree with something someone's saying, but disagree with the way he's saying it. And it was really disrespectful what he was doing, because he was on the loudspeaker. And yeah, I agree, get the big men down low. We want to see that, but you don't shout that at the players like they're some kind of freaking animal or something while they're playing the game. Maybe talk about this ahead of time, but don't do that in front of the whole crowd. That was just weird. Anyways, Kevin Hart got way too much microphone time. It was not enjoyable. He honestly wasn't even funny. I didn't laugh once at something Kevin Hart said. It felt forced, uncomfortable, just awkward the whole time. My eyes were rolling while I was watching this. And after that, what else to say? The commercials, ridiculous. Ridiculous amount of commercials. The amount of basketball we got to watch, which I thought that's what we were doing, appreciating the fans by giving them a show. We got barely any basketball, a ton of commercials, a bunch of side stuff. I hate to say that the Mr. Beast thing was actually one of the most entertaining parts of the night, to see some kid out of the stands go against Damian Lillard to win $100,000. Anyways, I feel like I summarized the whole thing before I even watched the video. Let's check out this video, you guys. As I always do, I'm linking the original Dynamo video down below in the description if you want to check it out. Fantastic channel, hilarious, as you'll find out in a second. And I'm out of breath, which means it's time for you to hit that like button for me. I appreciate you. Let's see what he has to say.
Let's get right into this. Was the All-Star game terrible? No. Oh, so you're saying it was good?
No.
No. Absolutely not. You see, what happened was the cries and screams of starving fans who are famished for entertainment during All-Star weekend had become too loud for Commissioner Nosferatu to ignore.
Bring back real basketball. Bring back real. They can't pretend to care for 10 minutes.
Straight up.
Nosferatu was then paralyzed with indecision and upset stomach until he had an epiphany. Since NBA fans don't like teams reaching 200 points and having their intelligence insulted for over an hour and a half, I'll simply make it impossible for them to reach 200 points by giving them less basketball to play.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I have not watched the All-Star game in the last, I think, 3 years, and I have tried. So it's not like I didn't try. I tuned in. I was ready to give it a shot, and then within a couple of minutes, they were just bombing threes, no defense, open lanes for dunks, and it was just they already gave up in the first quarter. So I gave up and I stopped watching. This time I actually did watch the whole thing. I'll give him that much.
The basketball Double the ads. The best three things
Yeah,
about this
double the
All-Star
ads,
game
indeed.
for me was 1, seeing Alyssa Cara sing the national anthem for Canada. 2, seeing my boy shining and glistening walking down the lane. I gotta make a video about him. He will be glazed to perfection. And 3, the Mr. Beast challenge, surprisingly. Behind me in the stands
Yeah.
are a couple thousand people.
All right.
I've trapped them in the building by blocking all the exits. The last person among them who hasn't died of boredom will win $100,000 to bet on FanDuel. How do you tell this All-Star game is better than... Hey.
I'm glad you felt that way, though. A lot of people are criticizing the Mr. Beast thing, but dude, considering how little entertainment we got on Sunday, it was sadly one of the better parts. I much would have preferred the Steph Sabrina thing from last year, because that was actually entertainment. That was a competition. That was fun. Sabrina could shoot.
Wimben narcolepsy. Oh, someone's not getting $100,000. Oh, Wimben wonderful. He woke up.
No, Wemby took it serious, by the way. He was doing his pregame warm-ups, and I heard him say before the game to his teammates, he was like, I'm young, you know, I can run. I'm going to run every play. Like, he, in other words, he was trying to set the tone for his team that, like, I'm going to play hard. Unfortunately, he came off the bench. That sucked, because if he came out there out of the gate setting that tone, it would have done a little better, I think, for setting a tone. Because I always say we need a tone setter. We used to have Bird and Magic. Then we had Jordan setting the tone. Then we had Kobe setting the tone. And we haven't had anyone doing that since. Wemby, maybe it's you. I love Jokic, but he definitely doesn't play hard in All-Star games. He just has fun and goofs off. So we need somebody, some fresh blood to do it. He's the only one I saw. Kyrie's the only other person I saw that really was like competing and trying to hoop.
Players are sweating. That's how you can tell this is better than last year's. Hair is drenched.
Yeah.
Beverages are being drank. Refs are blowing whistles, which I can't believe I'm saying this. Is actually a good thing for once.
Yeah.
Commissioner Nosferatu disagrees. Some passing lanes were being disrupted. There were blocks. There were steals. We never really see any of that year to year. But unfortunately, it didn't amount to much because other than the rising stars going up against Team Shaq, both of these games were relatively boring.
Yeah.
And not to mention heavy with advertisements. The entire thing was way too many advertisements.
Okay, that reminds me. What was up with the championship game? Okay. Yes, cool to do a send-off for the TNT crew, but why are we doing it in the middle of a game? Why don't you do that at the interim time between games? Like, that was the weirdest thing. I honestly, once the TNT send-off, like Gone Fishing, which I thought was a cool segment, except for the Kevin Hart didn't belong there. He kind of ruined the vibe. But outside of that, like, I kind of forgot that the championship game was still going on. And it was like, after they're done, it's like, okay, now let's finish the basketball game. I don't get it, because after like 2 commercial breaks and a whole send-off segment, it was like, oh yeah, we're still playing basketball. Okay then.
I myself didn't notice that too much because I was switching back and forth between this daycare and playing Civ 7 until it crashed on me again. I haven't really been able to play the game at all because it crashes too damn much.
Hey, if you watch this, Dynamo, I heard Civ 7 is kind of a bust. Like, it's like I'm into other RTS type games, but like I never played Civ yet, but I'm planning on playing one of the older ones. But all the Civ fans say that Civ 7 just sucks. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but all I've heard so far is that it crashes on you. So maybe it's not that great, but I'm curious.
Anyway, when I switch back to the game after 2 to 3 minutes, still advertisements. So I switch back and switch back and forth, still advertisements. Kevin doing enough. SGA, you got those mustards on, but you're playing like mayonnaise. Even SGA looked like he was getting annoyed.
Yeah,
I
he
gave
did.
a letter grade of C for this game.
It was
Not
one of
good-
those things, if it was being commentated on, but not being on the loudspeaker for everyone to hear, including the players, fine, I guess. Even though I still wouldn't prefer it. I wouldn't prefer Kevin Hart doing it. But, dude, it was so awkward knowing that the players were listening to that. You know, bigs are bigs. You know, guards are guards. Get the guards to shoot and the bigs down low. It's like, okay, I get it, but, dude, you're not the coach. Like, these dudes are twice your size, bro. Like, you gotta watch yourself.
Good not bad, extremely mid, lukewarm, room temperature all-star outing.
Good as
I mean,
done.
just look
Boom.
at that there. They just let Wembanyama drive down the lane. Nobody even attempted to stop. There were plenty of those. That's every all-star game.
Yeah.
If anybody grades this higher than a C, you need better standards. If anyone grades it lower, I completely understand. I'm not going to give this an F though, because that was last year and the year before.
Yeah.
Like, please try to remember that atrociousness that was last year, people. Don't let recency bias blind you from that catastrophe that was last year.
I agree with Dynamo, and that's why I'm a little open-minded about this, because this is a step in the right direction, but it obviously was not good. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. It wasn't the worst. It was just, low mid. And then the Draymond Green thing, man. You know, like, Draymond is really not self-aware whatsoever, because he's saying those things. You know, what was he saying? He was saying basically like, this is atrocious, that we're playing these games like this in this format, and then like no one's ever going to be able to go for those all-star records anymore. Like, he's total victim mentality. Well, all I'm thinking is, dude, Adam Silver was one step away from canceling the all-star game and just saying enough is enough, because you guys don't play. No one was playing hard for years. So you had years to fix this yourself, but you didn't. And now the commissioner had to take some action to spice it up, to try and trick you guys into actually putting on a show for the fans. And now you're acting like a victim. Like, oh no, poor us. Poor you. You had years to do this. It was in your hands, but you did nothing with it. Where's the accountability? Damn, I didn't realize I had so much to say about the All-Star game. Let's keep going.
This is a marketed improvement, but
The reason is I grew up loving this. I looked forward to February every single year as a basketball fan. Like, I lived for the All-Star weekend. It was great. I loved all of the events. I loved the All-Star game itself. It was the coolest thing as a basketball fan, and it's been ruined for years. So yeah, I guess I do have a lot to say about it, because this goes back, and I want to see this fixed. I want to see this East versus West like I grew up with, because that's the best way. But I need to see these guys actually play hard, or else it's not fun. Solution? I don't know if somebody suggested this to me or I thought of it. Whatever it is, East versus West, winner gets home court advantage in the finals. There, I said it. I think that might actually entice these players to play hard a little bit, at least in the fourth quarters.
we are, of course, talking about nothing. Anything better than nothing is going to look like something. For example, it's like listening to an Ice Spice album, then going to a Saweetie album. Is it better? Yeah, no, it is, but would you ever listen to that again? No. And if you don't know who either of those two individuals are, how about this? It's like going from getting kicked in the groin to getting punched in the stomach.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, a little better.
Still painful,
Still
but
sucks.
it's not as painful as that first one. Oh, look at Trae Young. Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Y'all be so extra
No
for something
kidding.
that's bad.
Yeah, the musical. Yeah, do it. Yeah, what the hell is this, man? What the hell?
Bad as her music is. Oh, God.
Dynamo never
Yeah,
changed.
that brother's starving.
The brother's
E40 this
thirsty.
jacket he was wearing. Like, y'all do too much.
Hey, is that the original singers, by the way? Because I was impressed with the harmonies that were going on. I'm like, that did sound like how it did in the 90s.
Etch.
I navigate
For
it.
this? Y'all going all out of your way for this? They act like the All-Star game is good. They putting on a show. They got damn. Someone says, let's stretch. Just get it over with, man. I ain't waiting for this. Just do it and
See,
be
Kyrie at least is trying to put on a show. Look at this. He knows the matchup. He's like, dude, I got the biggest dude on me. Like, let's do this.
done with it. Let me move on with my life. Even when you look in the crowd, there's so many empty seats. They go start having to pay people to show up to this. I mean, this is just unbelievable. We have to hire scientists to get a flask to capture dark matter, graph the Higgs boson particle, say the number for pi backwards, and create Greek fire just to make players give a damn for one game. it's unbelievable. It's just downright insulting.
Well, can anybody tell me how much a ticket cost for this, for the All-Star game on Sunday? Because I assume it's thousands of dollars, right? And if it's thousands of dollars at this point, I'm not surprised that they're not selling out. Why would they? Why would anybody pay thousands for this when a lot of us, I've read a lot of comments about this already, in the community, and a lot of you guys didn't even bother. I might not have, if not for this channel. But then again, I did stick around for the entertainment, I guess, because last year I had this channel and I tried, and then I gave up on the All-Star game, like within the first quarter. So I don't know. Did you guys watch it?
That the league embarrasses itself year to year. You had Anthony Edwards, he didn't play. Giannis didn't play.
LeBron James will not play.
Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the whole thing real quick. All right. We got all these stars that didn't play. Ant-Man, Luka, LeBron, which I'm going to get to him in a second. But Ant-Man and Ant-Man and LeBron were the two major culprits here. There's somebody else major I'm missing. Maybe Dynamo will mention it, but I didn't want to talk about Luka. Oh, it's AD. Luka and AD, they left plenty of notice so that there can be a substitution for them, a replacement all-star. And I thought that's fine. If you're, because obviously they're both not in great shape right now. AD is injured and Luka's coming off an injury. So fine, I get that. No hard feelings. They got somebody else in to take their place. That's the way you do it. Next man up. One person's failed opportunity is another person's opportunity. What LeBron and Ant-Man did, and I don't know why Ant-Man is getting away with not being talked about here, but these two canceled at the last minute. Like, at least LeBron, I know he literally canceled about like an hour before the All-Star game, did a press conference, which I watched, and he was like so casual about it. Well, you shouldn't expect anything from me tonight because I'm not going to suit up and play. Like, do you know what the ramifications of that is? Somebody missed an opportunity to be an all-star because of you. And he was playing in the games prior to the All-Star game, the 2 games prior, but now he says, he's not even injured. He says, I have foot and ankle discomfort. That's exactly what he said. I watched it multiple times because he almost said injury. He was like foot and ankle discomfort. And I was like, what the hell is this crap? You're uncomfortable? So you're not going to put on a show for the fans? And you're getting paid how much a year? Like, what the hell? Like, it's gone so far. It's, damn, man. You're going to have high blood pressure after this. It's gone so far. Like, the insults have gone so far. Yeah, I didn't get my full 8 hours of sleep last night, so I don't think I'm going to suit up tonight, my bad, My bad, but I'm LeBron James. It's all good because I'm LeBron James. It's cool. I'm doing a press conference. I'm talking to you all. I'm LeBron James. No big deal. Somebody missed an opportunity to be an all-star because I'm selfish and I decided this at the last second. I'm LeBron James. Don't worry about it.
In NBA All-Star game due to ankle soreness.
I think Bron could have
He didn't even say soreness. He said discomfort.
helped somebody else out and said this.
Said it earlier. There's a lot of guys who are worthy of that like you said, who he's close. He's
Yeah,
close
he
by.
took a roster spot from somebody.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Gotta
Well,
let it
listen,
be
we
known
still get to
earlier.
watch.
Why did I see Ant-Man out there? Why didn't he play? Did you see that? Hold up.
A lot of guys who are worthy.
What's going on here? He hurt himself in warm-ups or something? Because that's different. Shoot. Now I want to know. I don't remember seeing his face, but there he is.
That like you said, who he close. He's
Yeah,
close
he
by.
took a roster spot from somebody.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Gotta
Well,
let it
listen,
be
we
known
still get to
earlier.
watch.
I didn't say anything. They did. Not me. I gotta wait till March 8th. Got me over here agreeing with El Burro of all people.
No kidding. I think this is the first time I actually agree with him. And I disagree with all the other crap he said, but I agree with this part. Well, yeah, because it's obvious. And ESPN's covering it. Everyone, this is one of those that no one is disagreeing with. Finally, united on something. All of us are. That this was a selfish-ass move. He didn't do this proper. Let them know ahead of time so you can get replaced, LeBron. Don't be that guy. You'll still be welcome at all the entertainment and stuff. You can watch it from the sidelines. You're LeBron James. You're in that spot. But don't do it in a way where you're taking away from a young person's opportunity. You were once that young person, man. You know, don't forget where you came from.
But what is the world coming to? He had said something about rising stars taking part in the All-Star game and how that's not a fix. His talented, storied players didn't want to lose to a group of guys that haven't been in the league but 1 or 2 years.
Absolute pride. And that's why I completely disagree with Draymond, and I'm agreeing with Dynamo here. It triggered the pride in the old guys, in the OGs team. They realized if we lose, we're going to hear about this. Oh, the young guys are better than the old guys, blah, 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 blah. The old guys don't try, yada, yada, yada. So it actually forced them to play hard. And guess what? Most of us who watched that game actually enjoyed that game. That was kind of fun. It just didn't last. It didn't carry on to the next one.
They don't want that. So they tried. That was the most competitive game out of all of these rounds. Yep. Their ego and pride was at stake. Yeah, that made them try for that one. But the other ones, it was just any other year of normal all-star basketball, just elevated a little bit. And I think that's mostly due to the fact in this being a new format, sort of like how 2019 or 2020, shortly before the pandemic, was the newer format, and you saw them trying for the fourth quarter because
remember when people used to like box out and there used to be like physical contact? You know, somebody would be opposing these guys with a body on them. Remember that? Now every highlight I see is just they're standing around waiting for the ball to drop.
Charity was on the line, so they didn't want to look bad not trying for charity. Their brands were at stake. Their public perception was at stake. So yeah, they had to try for a few minutes. The fact that the NBA has to use CIA and KGB tactics just to make players play a game, guilt trip them just to play a basketball game and put a ball through a hoop, it's insulting.
By the way, I didn't like this. Why do you have young stars and rising stars? The hell's the difference? We got an obvious difference between global stars and OGs. That's easy. But what the hell was this? Why do we need two of those?
Really insulting. This weekend still isn't salvageable. All of us being lied to every single year. Oh, we're going to do this. It's going to be competitive. Oh, my God, a block, defense.
Don't do it. I've talked too much already. All right, last thing I have to say. Oh, Giannis already coming out. Okay, Saturday after the dunk contest when we had Little Mac, or as some people in my comments like to call him Big Mac, which I get it. Big heart, little figure. Dude could jump. Anyways, the G League MVP, Little Mac, who I think deserves a spot in the NBA, at least, you know, I've already talked about this to death, so I'm going to shut up. Listen, after he won the dunk contest, we had Giannis tweet out, or I think it was Yahoo who tweeted out that like he might have to join next year, and then Giannis replying to it and saying like, if you're in, I'm in. And then the very next day on Sunday in a press conference, they asked Giannis about it, and he was trying to be funny about it, but he was like, no, my Twitter got hacked. You know, did they ask him about it again? He was like, yeah, my kids posted that. That wasn't me. And he's looking around, you know, like all sus. So obviously he's lying, but he thinks like it's like a cute lie. No, it's not, man. It's not. LeBron did that to us, and it pissed us off. Now you're doing this shit to us? Don't say it if you're not going to do it. Don't say you're going to do something and then not follow through, man. That's not cool. That's not respectable. So it's pathetic that like still there's no stars out there to compete against this G League guy. And no disrespect to Mac. I want him in the NBA because he deserves a spot over some guys like Ben Simmons or, you know, Bronny James, for example. He deserves a roster spot. But, man, nobody will step up and defend the NBA and say, no, the NBA has better dunkers than a G League. No, No one has the freaking balls to do it. It's embarrassing.
Enough. Just cancel the whole weekend. Enough. Just get rid of it. Players have been showing us they don't care about the All-Star game for 10 years now, so why should we? That's all I have to say. Tell me what you thought about this game. Do you agree in what I said?
Most of
Do you
it,
think
yeah.
it's worse than last year or any other year? Do
No.
you see some marginal improvement? Comment below, let me know. Like and subscribe if you are new. I want to thank you all so very much for watching. As always, beautiful people, I will see you on the next one.
Ooh, part 2 coming soon. Oh man, do I agree with you? Pretty much all of it, yeah. Yeah, as much as two humans who are passionate about something could possibly agree about a topic, I think we do. Is it fixable? Man, I don't know. I don't know. It seems so easy. We're trying to trick these guys into trying. You understand how ridiculous this whole thing is? We're trying to trick these guys who are supposed to be the best basketball players in the world, the professionals. They're professional. I just can't wrap my head around it. We have to trick them into playing even 50% effort in an exhibition game. That's a way to appreciate the fans, and has been something that we've been doing for years and years and years as a method to appreciate the fans and put the best players in the world on the big stage. And you guys ruined it because you can't be bothered to try for just a little bit. Because in the regular All-Star game, what are you playing? 20 minutes? You know, that's it. It's like, you know, six on, 6 off, 6 on, 6 off. So you might play 24 minutes at the most. Big whoop-de-doo. 50% effort, you know, pretend to play a little defense, run around some freaking picks and some screens, you know, take a couple of middies, take a couple of threes, attack the basket a couple of times. Everyone just has to chip in a little bit of effort, and we have a good, entertaining game for the fans. But they can't be bothered to do it, and that's why we are where we are now. And is it fixable? We can't fix it. Adam Silver can't fix it. I'll tell you that. Nobody can fix it but the actual players who are on the floor. And I don't think they're gonna do it. Wemby can't do it all by himself. I'll tell you that. Wemby can't do it all by himself. He's a young buck, you know, and I don't know. I don't think it's fixable at this point. I'm kind of thinking maybe we just get rid of it because it's not fun. What has All-Star Weekend done to us basketball fans over the last couple of years other than piss us off and insult us? So I'm starting to think, I never thought I'd say this, like childhood me would be pissed at myself right now for saying this, but eventually you got to just give up, you know, and let it die. And at the first couple of years, it was like, okay, maybe somebody will rise up, you know, because the last one was Kobe. So I'm like, someone's got to rise up. Someone's got to have some pride here. Nope, hasn't happened, and it's been too many years now that I think it's just unfixable, because this is the new culture of the NBA All-Star Game, is to not try, to not care, to not show the appreciation to the fans. That's what's cool. That's what's in. And there's no changing that, because it's become like the culture now. You know, it's I don't know. I'm going to shut up now. I think that's everything I had to say about the All-Star Game. I don't want to talk about it until next year. What a bust. What a bust. All right, everyone. I'm out of here. Shout out to that kid who won 100K by hitting that logo shot. That was pretty cool to see. Happy for the kid. I was afraid Dame was going to win that, and he didn't. So happy for that guy. Something good came out of that day. So at least I can be happy for him. He seemed like a nice kid. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Let me know what your opinions are. You heard plenty of opinions from me. I don't think I've ever rambled this much on a video, but damn, man, I had a lot to say. All right, I'm out of here. See you in the comments, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you don't mind. It helps out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and hit that bell if you want to be notified for the next one. Everyone, peace out. Have a wonderful, peaceful night, and let's forget about this mess until next season. All right, peace.